Well, I am back onto ceiling work. Not exactly excited about it. If you missed last week's video, we're about 2/3 of the way through. I finished up our bedroom ceiling, the bathroom, the hallway, and I'm now getting ready to move on to the kids' bedroom. Some parts of construction are enjoyable and some you just have to get through, and this is one of those things where you just need to put on some music and push through. I think I'm on day 7 now of working on the ceiling, and I just need to get it done. Now that we have the kids' bedroom ceiling finished, we have both bedrooms, the hallway, the bathroom, and the only place left that we need to finish is above the stairway, which is going to take some interesting scaffolding work. What do you guys want? I'm trying to work. What are you doing back there? What are you looking for? No, these are not my goats. I don't recognize them at all, but hey, if they keep the grass down, they can stay. No, get off the roof. Get off the roof. Come on. No. What are you doing? Please don't step on the new skylight. Can you guys get down? Please? Please get down. Please leave. It's time to leave, okay? I need to get back to work.
Really quick, I wanted to take a minute to tell you guys about today's video sponsor, Ritual. For the last 2 to 3 months, I have been taking Ritual's Essentials Women Multivitamin as well as their stress relief supplement. What I love about Ritual is that 100% of their ingredients are made traceable so that you know exactly what you're putting in your body. Not only that, but Ritual uses a patented beadlet and oil technology with a delayed release capsule designed for optimal absorption. Now we all know how important it is to take a daily multivitamin, and Ritual's Essentials for Women multivitamin is great, packed with high quality omega-3s, magnesium, iron, and more. But for me, what I have noticed the biggest difference in is taking the stress relief capsules. Ritual Stress Relief is an all-in-one stress support packed with ashwagandha, L-theanine, and saffron extract that together help the body with stress and daily cortisol management. I take mine in the morning, and these capsules have both an instant effect as well as a slow extended release that helps you with all-day support. I can definitely notice a difference in my stress response when I've missed a day. Now, I am a label reader, so that means that the exact ingredients and the sourcing of those ingredients are very important to me. And I love that Ritual makes it very easy to understand what ingredients they use, that they are sustainably sourced and third-party tested. If you are ready to give Ritual a try for yourself, you can use our link or our coupon code to get 25% off your first purchase. And thank you so much to Ritual for sponsoring today's video.
Well, it's not the most beautiful scaffolding job ever, and it looks a lot sketchier than it actually feels, but this'll do. This'll serve as a safe way to work on this ceiling over top of the stairs. From the peak of the roof here, where I'll be working on, to the bottom floor that I can see beneath my feet, there's about a 7-meter drop, about 21 feet. So I'm glad to have this built out nice and safe, and I've been saving this section of the ceiling for last because of the fact that I had to build out this scaffolding, and I think I'm going to procrastinate one more day on it because I'm just tired of looking up at the ceiling and working on the ceiling. I want to work on something where I can stand upright just for the rest of today. So if you can remember, a very long time ago, we brought in an industrial strength power washer to clean off all of the existing mortar on the stone walls that we wanted to have exposed. But that was a very long time ago, and we've been making a huge mess as expected. And now I need to basically rinse some of the walls down. It won't use a lot of water. Obviously, we do have finished wood ceilings, finished wood floors. But if you look, I've intentionally left a gap here that actually is an open gap all the way down to the first floor where the water can rest on concrete until the air dries it out. And we're not going to be producing a lot of water like we did the first time with the industrial power washer. I basically just need to rinse all of the dust off in preparation for pointing, which I know will come in probably another month or so, maybe 2 months. But for now, I really need to close up the wood floor so that we can move on to the next steps here. Now that we have a new round of insulation delivered for the walls, we can get back to finishing the wall insulation. We had to stop that for a couple of weeks because the insulation that I want to use for the walls is not something that's readily available in the local stores. You do have to send out for it and wait a couple of weeks for it to ship in. It's special and unique because of the U value or the R value, whichever you prefer, where you come from, of the insulation. The quality of the insulation is about 30% higher per thickness than even the best stuff that you can find locally. So it allows us to keep these walls a lot thinner and still get the insulation value that we need to achieve. And then secondly, it has an aluminum foil barrier on both sides. And since I am kind of doubling this up, we almost get like 4 different vapor barriers layered up against the wall here. And then of course we are taping all of the seams with that aluminum foil as we did before to make sure that no moisture can come into the house. So when you place your studs, you place them at specific intervals, in this case every 60 centimeters, for 2 reasons. 1, or 3. 1, you need the strength in the walls. 2, the insulation is actually 60 centimeters in width, so it works out. You squeeze them in between the studs. And then 3, the drywall is 120 centimeters in length, and you need to be able to screw the drywall in at the ends, one in the center and one on the other ends. Typically in the USA, you put your studs 12 inches on center, 12 inches apart. This is approximately 16 inches apart. That's just how they do things here, and because this insulation is that same width, it's better to follow that same guideline. But it does mean the walls are a little bit more flexible, so I think we're going to be using a special type of drywall to just make me feel a little bit better about the strength and rigidity of the wall, as well as it helps with humidity, but that's a story for another day. For now, what I'm trying to get to is this wall here is a kind of a disaster. You can't really frame 60 on center as we're meant to, because you have all of these window supports and different gaps coming into play. So when we get to the drywall stage, this wall in particular is going to be a little bit of a mess with probably a lot of wasted scrap with drywall, but it is what it is.
Hey Magnolia, I know they stole your heart when we were young. You had big dreams to be a fashion queen and leave your mark. I hope life doesn't bring you down. You probably learned what you do comes back around. Most of all, I pray your heart has found its way to fly. 'Cause we're just kids staying young until we die. Hey there, Justin, are you still dancing? You could always move your feet to any music. You just smile and then feel the beat. I hope life doesn't bring you down. You probably learned what you do comes back around. Most of all, I pray your heart is found its way to fly. So we're just kids staying young until we die. And no matter what you do, don't ever lose the spark I saw in your eyes. The world will try and say you're a type of kind of race, but dreams only need what's inside. When the going gets hard, you lose the fight to be what you know you're meant to be. Take a deep breath.
So on this back wall here, we're going to be hanging an air conditioning unit that will both be for air conditioning, heating, dehumidification, and all of that good stuff. But I really don't trust these metal studs to hold that weight too much. So I'm going to be cutting some wood and slipping them inside of the metal channels to reinforce them prior to insulating and closing things up. So of all of the walls in the house, this wall here in the girls' room is coming out away from the pre-existing stone wall the most, which means there's quite a lot of space behind the studs. So I can actually fit a lot more insulation than we need to on this wall. And I'm kind of using it to stuff all of the scrap insulation behind the wall and kind of fill it up. Even if I'm stuffing in irregular pieces, it does actually help dramatically, and it's better than bagging it all up and taking it to the dump. I'm squeezing in all this scrap insulation also to help support these studs so that there's a little bit less flex in the studs. Well, I think that's finished for now. Really finished until the plumber can come, because we have, as I mentioned, an air conditioning unit going up on this wall, and it needs to sit, let's see if I can point to it, right about here. And then we need to have a copper pipe going out that hole there. And if I simply cover up the entire wall, we won't be able to pass that pipe behind the insulation. So I need to wait for him to come before I can finish closing that up, which I think that means the installation is now officially done until after the plumber arrives.